And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta as Humanity First. Training stabilization's coming along pretty well. Probably at the point where I could probably reduce the Unity investment a little bit. But mostly focus on welfare, obviously. EU, we still want to stabilize a little bit more. Resting cohesion's only 2. Really want that closer to 5. But yeah, the way we're doing that is we gotta get rid of the hostile claims, which is government unity. We're stable here with 5, although as we make it bigger, it'll probably destabilize. Which is why we're working, well, at the moment we're working on environment because we need to keep the GDP from declining more than we need to get the inequality up. What's our cooldown on you? March. We march for both of those. March. The caliphate will grow. And we're improving the government here slowly, improving unity here to get rid of hostile claims, although those are almost gone already. This might be a place where we actually just expand via military. And then we've got old Singapore down here, which at some point will probably get federated into China. Working environment and funding there, yeah. And then I want to do like 4 stabilized missions back to back in the EU to get it back stabilized.
We'll make things
or go back to destroying armies.
Get orders?
Your orders? Restoring order.
Ready for orders.
To be fair, at some point I'll probably destroy some more armies in China. 11 armies is probably bigger than it needs. Yeah, resting and rest rate is here is -3. I think we have more armies than we need. Once the cohesion here is over 2, I might be a little bit tempted to move off of Unity because we're democratic here. Okay, you are ready to start the destruction. So we're still or the resistance is still tolerant of us, so we'll leave the resistance intact. But the protectorate has no such safeguards in place for them. Containment reach 2. Pick up the module explosives. Rewire HAB-powered electrical sections. Depressurized. What are the dog ships? We had dog ships to open fire. Well, we got no dog ships. 50-50. Just power off everything. 70% chance of success there. Or 70% chance on you. Let's go here. There we go. Success. We've taken the station. We're going to demo the station. We're gonna fly to that one. I do need to take the spot over if I want to keep other people from taking it. I'm gonna found a little one there for the moment. Again, just to keep people from taking it. And I'll do a solar vector PDA to keep the regular fires off of it. The way we're going to keep bigger ships off of it, we're just going to make them have to fly from long distance away. Humans are not very fuel efficient. the initiative just roll up and destroy the thing? Yes. Okay. That's how they feel. That's how they feel.
Violence is abating.
Things are cooling off.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Public
There's
opinion
the
is
EU, a lot
moving
more
in
stable.
our direction.
Which more importantly results in a lot more development being spent. They've replaced life science with social science. That's fine. It's not what I would have done, but it's acceptable. Let's do a quick refuel. Oops, I went to the wrong orbit. I went to medium. Well, I went to an orbit. I wanted to go to a station. So I'll have to wait until we get to the station. I get to the orbit so I can fly to the station. And then we'll do a refuel. Well, negative events of targeting my abs. Annoyance. It's only a minor annoyance, but... Okay, next target. They've already retaken Hashfoot Station, so that's a no. What's the nearby fleets that can cause problems? Okay, so there's a decent chance the initiative guys are going to come screw with us again while we're on the way up to their station up there, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to go up there. Get rid of them. Are we going to do that before the end of the counter cycle? Looks like no. Oh, yes. This is in, like, auto-resolve territory. It would take a little bit of damage, but completely destroy the fleet. Apparently they had some fancy modules in that fleet. Okay, so that means it's the resistance and a couple disabled alien ships. So that's good. Let's get you back to our shipyard. 4 days, and then let's take all the Leo sites that we want to deny to the other human factions. Now that I'm not just worried about like the initiative or anyone rolling up and blowing them up, that's enough to keep the exifires off of them. And okay, that'll force them to build in higher orbits, which is kind of what we want them to. We want them to pay more. Plus, I think that the reason the Protectorate was being pretty aggressive with resituating themselves back in Leo is they need it for their main quest. I'm denying their main quest there.
We'll be ready for new orders soon.
You're saying for 120. You'll grab your last investigate, and then you're on science duty. Oh, and the cycle wasn't quite done. Close enough.
Standing by. Going after their people.
Standing by for orders.
Yeah, we'll have one of you continuing to stabilize there, at least until we get the cohesion into more reasonable range. Because the resting point is 4.8. Really want the resting point to be 2 or lower. That's what we're working on trying to solve here.
What's the op?
In the meantime, we're going to hit say EU to blow up more, or not blow up, but
Heading
disassemble
to
more
the capital.
EU armies. We want like 6, and they've got 8. It's more than we need. Sure, they're all hunting. Yeah, they're all out hunting. So as we destroy them, technically there'll be fewer hunting, but that's fine. Oh, and all the Chinese ones have navies. Interesting. Makes the Chinese ones particularly expensive, but well, if we're gonna keep the Chinese ones should be hunting xenoflora as well. Oh, I suppose because we haven't been improving the military in the EU, the Chinese armies are actually better fighters than the EU ones anyway.
Lending my expertise.
Tech-wise, we're waiting for the power plant to complete here. It's 30th of November. Sadly, 30th of November of this upcoming year, so we're gonna go almost a whole year with not much to do, other than save up nobles for more ships. And send you back up to low lunar orbit. Because yeah, we're gonna have you start doing bombardment missions.
Things are stabilizing.
We're winning their hearts and minds. We have neutralized their key people.
Low-level bombardment on starting with the servant base. And it's gone. And the protectorate base. Actually, do the safer high-level bombardment. And it's gone. At this point, I basically own the moon. Oh, they reestablished their space base. Let's let them not have that. Go get the base as well. And yeah, apparently we own the best site on the moon, which is the 6.4 nobles. Again, to sort of prevent other people from just taking these, we're gonna take them. Here we go. All ours. For the moment, I'm not going to be mining on them. I'm just going to be denying people, or denying them from the other people, but we might come along and put mines on them later when we have more mining capacity. But yeah, solar vector. Wait, that's array. Oop, that's social, not soul. Anyway, taking the moon at this point is mostly just an FU to the pro-alien factions. I wouldn't mind if the Resistance controlled it, but the Resistance doesn't, so it sucks to be the people who would want to control it that are not the Resistance. The Resistance controls the remaining bases on the Mars. There's some of these that I actually would be really tempted to have, like Olympus Mons, because of the Nobles, but we'll let the Resistance have it. At some point I might want to try to reach out to the Resistance to get more trade for more Nobles. There's the long-range chemical rockets. Which will help with getting more boost.
Mission complete.
Okay, I'm gonna do that one more time. Again, I probably don't need the civilian complexes. These are for if you want a good source of money in an orbit that isn't Earth, or that you don't have a large amount of population to start with. They're not particularly great conversion ratios, although they can be built anywhere. The other good sources of money can't be built where there's radiation. You can't build them at Mercury or Venus.
Our people have taken control.
Back in control in Libya. And I can take that ship back to the shipyard. Or first I need to destroy the initiative's stuff. Destroy that. But then I can take it back to the shipyard. I suppose for the moment we are probably campaigning in Maghreb Union.
We'll make our appeal.
Ready for my mission. We must persuade the people.
There we go. And then we can take you back to Fifth Orbit. Oh, I suppose the EU isn't actually the full size because it adds Switzerland. We're going to fix it before we add Switzerland. Is probably the best way to do that.
Lending my expertise.
The Eurasian Union was a bit of a large cookie to swallow, and it's going to take a little while to digest it. Okay, and these guys are going to be pretty much stationary until we get the drive, and we're looking at no sooner than November, so still going to be a while.
Order is returning.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
The people will come to our side.
Gonna have to put another person on reducing unrest. Obviously, one of the other factions is increasing unrest.
Policy direction complete.
Get some invasive species containment, potentially. Yeah, the large investment capacity in the EU is very productive. We are doing quite a bit to fix it. It was reduced all the way down to 0 cohesion. We haven't been playing for an entire, hour since then, and we were back at 1.2.
Your orders?
Is not a trivial change.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Not this cycle, but next. Yeah, next cycle we'll be able to do the mergers with Lebanon and Syria. Make the Caliphate a little bit bigger. We're at 9.99 on sustainability. Good to see. The Middle East will slow down. We'll drop down to 1 tick of investment once we have sustainability at 10. We're not going to expect the Middle East to necessarily clean up everyone else's mess. At least not until they're full size. But based on their size, they're stable enough. We'll be needing to fix inequality as they get bigger, and probably start raising their GDP as they get bigger. Which is why we wanted sustainability to get to 10, so that when we raise the GDP, it doesn't make climate change worse. And then Republic campaigning over here, but that's going to be a slow burn. At least a couple more cycles to finish.
Lending my expertise.
Violence is abating.
Things are stabilizing.
Okay, back below 2, which is good to see.
The people will come to our side.
I'm not too worried about the alien armies at the moment. Don't need hostile takeover. Let's do the rapid repairing materials.
We've moved the needle.
We've moved the needle.
Again, it's getting better as we improve our research rate, but we're still looking at November. At the earliest. It went up because I think someone's raising an arrest in the EU. Yeah, we're back up to 218 in the EU. The EU, after all, is a large chunk of our science. Yeah, we're making like 2.7k a month base from there, and that means the EU is more than like a quarter of our science. So the unrest rate in the EU significantly affects our research rate. That's why we need to fix it. Base of species containment, we'll want that. Counselors and armies do bonus damage in xenoforming, and it's like harder for them to do xenoforming in us.
Where do you need me?
Where to?
Okay. And yeah, EU stabilized on 7.4 sustainability, so that's going to fix pretty quickly, I think. We'd like the GDP to be back over 50k. Although we want the cohesion fixed to 5 before we get to care as much about the government or the GDPC. And cohesion's mostly still being dragged down by that hostile claims. Yeah, 2.3. We haven't had any pop-up saying we've cleared any of them yet. Oh, the other big one is population. Oh no, inequality. Inequality we're working on pretty quickly. Which is environment? Let's spend some environment. Yeah, we'll do that here in China. Because sustainability in China is valuable, and right now China is working more on fixing the welfare.
Lending my expertise.
Things are cooling off.
European Union. Still reducing that unrest there.
Order is returning.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Public sentiment is
I
increasing.
think one more
with
cycle
us.
there in
Public
the
opinion
Makareb,
is
and we might be
moving
ready
in our
to
direction.
start purging our way in. Ah, someone's raising unrest in the Caliphate, and another region declares its independence. That's freedom fighters at play. It's easy enough to undo. It's annoying that I have to undo it, but it's easy enough to undo. Well, getting pulled in multiple directions in this next turn.
Ready.
Okay, I'd like to be continuing to develop a campaign, but I got too many things to do for you to be doing that.
Targeting their
Singapore
key
back.
people.
What's the op?
Fully under control.
We're taking power.
Acknowledged.
And then let's finish the unifications
On my way to
here,
the capital.
and then we'll move into taking
Ready.
you back.
Time to make our move.
So once I take back the executive, it's just unification play on this end, which I think is easy enough to do. If we control both, of course. I think I might have to control the executive as well, which might take a little bit longer, but... At least they brought off as a full democracy, so... Democracy still flourishes there.
Lending my expertise.
So, 15 ships. Let's sortie 741. We'll get there in 2 hours. That situation when they're coming for us? Yeah. Or, well, trying to. Okay, win the space battle. And we want the guys to presumably go right back to our space station for repairs. Resupply first. Then repair. There we go. Aliens simply dealt with.
The control is vulnerable now.
Surprised the education is actually going up here, because we're not doing any knowledge investment, but... Crackdown successful in Singapore, so we should be back in control soon.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Yeah, they must be doing a lot of raise and arrest missions in the Caliphate.
Mission complete.
Thought we were done with the cooldown. Should be doing unification. Oh, I'm doing it from the wrong side. That's what's going on. I screwed that up. I need to do it from the Caliphate side.
Mission complete. We've removed some threats.
And because I did it wrong, they took one of my claims from me. Oh, that was in Sudan. Never mind. So, had I done it right, that would have prevented it.
I'm here. Terminating the opposition.
Where to? Cracking down.
Where do you need me? Heading to the capital.
Ready for my mission. On my way to the capital.
Lending my expertise.
Yeah, EU is rapidly stabilizing. Not as stable as I would like, and we still have those hostile claims, which are going to take a real long time to clear. I'm not sure how many hostile claims we have,
Crackdown complete.
but it's like 250 investment points each to remove. Oh, thinking about it, I don't need to be public campaigning in the EU
Public
anymore
opinion is
while we're doing
moving
the
in
Unity
our direction.
investment.
Policy direction complete.
Policy direction complete.
Consider Libya. We do want to do that. I only need one of these guys who's running thing. No longer hostile. There's one of them. Okay, that should help to stabilize the EU. Reduce it from 2.3 to 2. Anyway, 2. So we should be low 3, I'm thinking. 3.5. Forgetting it's 10.5, not 10. This is why you want 50k and 5, because that subtracts 5 each off of the 10.5. And 0.5 is a reasonable resting point.
Our associates are now in charge.
No, not again. Just took that back.
Standing by for orders. Targeting their center of power.
Ready for my mission.
At your service. Restoring order.
Up to 9. That's a good step in the right direction. And spend some of that influence and some of that money doing, again, more environment in China. Slowly and steadily, we'll fix the rate that climate change is getting worse. Looking at 10th of October. That 10th of October this year, right? Yeah. It has been moving up. We were being predicted in November, and we're now in October.
Lending my expertise.
Oh, I forgot to take him off of public campaign in the EU. Again, while we've got Unity running there, I don't need him public campaigning there.
Things are stabilizing.
We have hurt them where it hurts. We're winning their hearts and minds.
Why is Japan deploying a new army? Because I had it set to build them, apparently. What I wanted to do.
Mission complete.
Yeah, we'll do the unification first, and I'll repeat and continue to get the other federation. we were at 9.99, and whoop, down it goes.
We're in control.
Okay, back in control
Prepping
there.
for next
See?
mission.
Ready for orders.
Okay, I'm gonna just brute force these with Purge
Terminating the opposition.
instead of trying to crack down Purge them both so I can get them back quicker.
Removing our enemies.
Ready for orders.
I think our experts in the field are good enough to just do that. And then you
At
don't
your
need to be public
service.
campaigning there. I'm gonna take you, and we're actually gonna go stabilize in the Kale fight,
Restoring order.
and then we'll use some at influence again, trying to solve climate change in China. I could technically be doing welfare, but not sure that's quite not particularly valuable, I think, at the moment. We're actually getting close to the point where we're going to stop doing welfare and start adding, well, probably literally start adding in environment, because we need to get that fixed before I do a lot of economy spending.
Lending my expertise.
Or, it's yeah, environment, because we need to fix sustainability before do a lot of welfare spending, or economy spending, because the GDP growth is going to cause climate change to get worse, and we don't want to be fighting climate change as much if we're going to be improving the nations. And this is all kind of going in the background while we're waiting for science to happen. Really, I don't need to do any of the mega nationing stuff. I just need to keep the alienation off and keep the resistance, and or keep the protectorate and servants weak enough. You know, yeah, we're going to listen to democracy, but that's probably actually preferable over the loss in cohesion at the moment.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Back up to 9.99. We're going to turn that down after we get it back to 10. Just to push getting rid of those hostile claims faster.
Policy direction complete.
Our people have taken control.
The opposition remains in power.
Ooh, did not hit the 80%. September. So we're actually going to get into the next cycle. That's good to see. I'm going to need the drive behind it, which is going to be potentially a wait.
Targeting the opposition.
Ready to go. We are taking power.
At your service. We'll turn down the heat.
I'm here.
Ready.
Standing by for orders.
Reporting in.
Ready to
Yeah,
go.
use a little bit of influence and money.
Acknowledged.
Again, still working on the environment. And yeah, when we get to 8.7 cohesion here, I'll probably turn down welfare and turn up environment. in China. Because as we grow our mega nations, we should very rapidly reach the point where we can stop and start reversing climate change. And I wait for the drive to pop up. Once the drive is researched, we're going to start replacing our fleets and going on the offensive.
Order is returning.
Things are cooling off.
Things are stabilizing.
Although we're not guaranteed to get the drive. Although if we rolled enough times with space science, we'll presumably hit it. There's the final power plant. We'll start researching the final power plant. We're waiting for the drive to pop. The power plant was 100% guaranteed. The drive is not. Well, the drive was greater than 7% odds, so it's pretty likely to get the drive.
We have removed some tracks.
Okay, we're back in full control there. Do I need... No, I do not need executive control to put Kuwait back in. Okay. So, presumably that's just what we're going to do on the next cycle.
We've removed some threats. I'm here. We're taking power.
At your service. Time to make our move.
9.99 still. Down to 200,000 tons to get rid of per month on the nitrous. So that's moving in the right direction. Not quite at 9.7. To be fair, it's going up due to Unity, not necessarily due to welfare. Welfare is moving the resting point. So the resting point's already kind of where I want it, just... I want the actual point to be there first, before we move off of moving the resting point. Slowly improving the government here. Okay, let's confirm assignments and continue progressing.
Lending my expertise.
If the drive doesn't pop up at the end of the cycle, I might go look into the tech tree and figure out what the... instead of number 6, do number 5. As a stopgap. Number 5 should also research much faster than number 6 as well, so...
Things are stabilizing.
Order is returning.
Order is returning.
Protium Nova Torch, so I think that is it. If I were to guess. Yeah, 200,000. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yep. Have that done on the 25th of November. Can I prioritize that more? 17th of July, but that's not even this year. That's next year. Ugh. The pain. Are you the previous one? Boraine. Boraine's the previous one. It's about a third the cost. Why is the Helium Nova torch, Nova Fusion torch, more expensive? Is it a weird situation where it's actually a better drive? It might be. Oh, for what we want, it probably is a better drive. Because of the fuel mix. I think we'll just suffer through. Instead of running 2 drives at once, we're gonna focus on trying to get the one done. So we'll do this mix, it'll be done 17th of July. That's longer than I really wanted to wait for, but it is what it is. The probes are out at Neptune. So the probe's definitely running fast than us at the moment.
Our associates are now in charge.
Back in control. Oh, we're gonna go take that point back from Singapore. Or back point in Singapore.
What's the op?
Spend influence and direct
Targeting
pressure.
the opposition.
Where do you need me? We'll turn down the heat.
Standing by.
Reporting in. I will try to sway the public.
Yeah, environment's coming along. That hasn't moved as much as I would have hoped since last time we looked at it, but it's been moving. Right direction. And yeah, because of the inverse relation on the sustainability here, it generally feels harder at the beginning than it is at the end. So we're moving here. And we're actually moving by quite a lot, even though it seems like it's a small number change.
Standing by for orders.
I'm here.
Where do you need me?
Acknowledged.
Ready.
Ready for orders.
Okay, we're going to confirm assignments and let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
I suppose if we get the resting point 2-5, I might back off on or get cohesion's resting point to 5, I might back off on the Unity, even if we haven't got
Things
rid of
are
all the
cooling off.
hostile claims yet.
Things are stabilizing.
We've moved the needle. Policy direction complete.
Now Theoman's back on board.
We are in control now.
Okay, I'm at the point here where we want to add in environment, like so. And we got our point back in Singapore. Another region no longer hostile to African Union control. I think that might be all of them removed. Yes. Okay, so we can slow down the Unity spend here. Which will push more towards government, welfare, and economy. We're almost to the point where I could probably slow down the roll on welfare as well, and focus just on improving the economy. So this is the other place where I might want to do environment to direct invest. It's 530. How does that compare against China? I've been getting more effective use in China, but it's actually probably better in Africa. I do it going forward.
Ready to go.
Okay, so we've got our stuff back. Yes. I think the next target is starting to purge our way into Maghreb. I just brute force it. Yeah, I'm just gonna speed it up by brute
Removing
forcing
our
the purge.
enemies.
I'm here.
Just straight purge. It would be
Targeting the
cheaper to do
opposition.
crackdown purge.
Where
but-
to? We're taking power.
I
Standing by.
apparently just don't have the patience to do the long way. 21st of February, so 3 months to go on you. Okay, can I get... no, you can't do a defend a mission. I was like, can I have you do a defend a mission? The answer is no. And your persuasion's pretty terrible. I was about to say, oh, I can do a persuasion mission. That's not an option either. Yeah, just go do
We'll
Solis
make
there.
things safe.
This is probably a good place to put a part break in. Let's go take a look at how climate change is going. So, global temperature anomaly is over 2.5. It's been over 2.5 for a while. There was a while where it was down because there was temporary stratospheric aerosols, but that's cleared up. And yeah, we have yet to really put the brake on climate change. CO2 is still rising. although we've sort of stopped nitrous oxide growth, and methane's actually declined. Right, there's some passive environmental cleaning that happens. CO2 is obviously the slowest one of those, so it's still growing. And right now I don't think any of our things are... Since we've done the unification with the EU, nothing's clearing it. Well, actually, no, we're getting a little bit of clear off in Singapore, aren't we? I wouldn't expect Singapore to be a big chunk of cleaning, but it probably is doing some cleaning. Oh no, I turned it off in Singapore. So, no, we're getting no cleaning. So that's the native drain there, the native cleanup. But you can see that basically what over the year is. We're down to 1.6 ppm growth per year. And then that'll get better as sustainability improves. Although our growth in the EU is probably about to come to a close soon. Probably within the year we'll have sustainability 10, and then we'll turn down the environment spending there. But obviously, reductions in China. China's very big, so that'll actually be pretty big. As there's 20 trillion GDP there, that'll be affected. Yeah, 20 billion GDP there, so that's the biggest source of GDP. So as we take a look at the nations. So these are our nations. And that's sorting by population, right? So China's the biggest, African Union is the second biggest, EU is the third. EU is actually about as big as it's going to get. I can't see, there isn't a GDP on here, is there? Apparently I can't easily sort by GDP. But we can see population-wise, because it's the smallest. Singapore is our smallest nation, but it's also producing most of our boost. If we sort by boost, it's second biggest boost. If we show all the nations, it is still second biggest boost of all the nations in the game. And then as far as population, we control the first, the second, or we control the second and third. India is apparently bigger than China these days. 2 billion population. Good to know. But yeah, as we improve sustainability in China, that's going to significantly help keep global climate change from getting worse. Simply because it is a big chunk of the GDP. EU is probably the biggest chunk of the GDP, and we've actually cleaned most of that up. At some point, we want to move on to African Union, although African Union probably will be done via direct investment, I think, to get it under control. And the reason we want to mitigate global climate change is so we stop having to fight the mean annual GDP impact of the environment. Right, so if we can reduce this number, we can do things to like fix Africa and stuff that would be difficult to do otherwise. Right, which is why we're fixing sustainability in China before improving China's GDP. Africa's is so terrible right now, GDPC, that I kind of need to fix its GDP to some degree first. Right, I really need like 10k GDPC before we're feeling comfortable in Africa. Or at least the combined cohesion and GDPC to be 10, right? So we divide 3k here, so it's about like 0.3. So 0.3 plus 8.2 is 8.5. So one of those two I want to get up so that we can get a place that's stable while we're fixing the environment. And that's the same sort of thing we got going on in the EU, except the EU is so close to stable and so rich that I'm just sort of pushing through the environment anyway. And that'll be fixed. But yeah, this is where I think we're going to put the part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll have another part up tomorrow. We're going to record another 2 parts tonight of an hour-ish length, let's say. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. This is going to be where we take the midstream tea break, so I go get a cup of tea. Right now we're waiting on technology so that we can build fleets. I should probably actually start building the next fleet. Because the lack of the drive is not stopping me from building them. It's stopping me from sending them. They can't fly anywhere with the engine. Technically, I could stick them with the Tier 1 engine, which would work as well, but that's what we'll do early next one, is we'll get ships under construction so that when the drive is researched, we quickly push them back into the shipyard, swap the drives, and away we go. So that will be the plan for next time. If you're watching on YouTube, that'll be tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, that will be after the tea break. So until then, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream. And bye for now.